Hey guys, and welcome back to Lewi Buch Productions. So today we're doing something slightly different. It's car related, but the first part of it isn't. That might not make too much sense, but bear with me, because the second bit of it is just hiding behind me in there. Not to do with a Reliant van or the Regals or any of that stuff. It's actually to do with a purchase I made last week. But before I can show you it, I have to make a workbench. So we're just going to start today because I've got a nice bit of angle iron that's been sitting about for some time now. Now I've did some drawings this morning and I've worked out what I need to do with this. So I need 2 bits of angle iron cut at 1.8 meters. So that's that one. 1.8 and then another 1.8 onto 1.8, 2.6, 3.6. So we're way over here. With that one, I'm going to be careful not to get this tape measure wet, because as soon as you get these wet they just rust up. I know that because through my work I've got the same tape measure. I can't read it anymore, but that's beyond the point. So all I've got actually at the moment set up is that tape measure. I haven't got the power tools out yet, so I'm going to go and get the tools and we'll cut these to length and then fabricate some workbench frames. So if you give me, well, for you it'll be a brief second, for me it'll be 5 minutes till get set up. And by the way, I'm not winking at the camera, the sun is actually at the wrong angle for filming this, but this is the perfect spot for doing this because it's outside the shed and it saves having sparks inside the shed while we've got the finished super van behind us. Well, nearly finished, it still needs seats in it. But anyway, I'll go and get the tools and you can join me when we're away to fabricate some workbench ends. Right, so I've got the power tools that I need, which is a grinder, cutting disc and my extension lead to get the power out to the shed. I haven't got the welder out yet because I don't want it out until we've got everything else set up. So I've got my nice new goggles now that I can actually see out of while working. I could have gloves on, but in fact no, we will get gloves because it's a bit more easier to hold the metal. So you won't be seeing me, but I'm just grabbing a pair of gloves from the back of the shed. So they can go on. Pair of gloves. And ready to cut this. That's one bit we need, and here's the next. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. Right, next one's here. Get rid of that snow out of there. So that's 2 bits, should be the same length if I've measured it correctly, which I have. Third one is longer, which we need later. So set it out of the way. Oh, it does help if it's the right length for putting on top of there. I'll put it on top of the outside of the fence. Right, the next stage is I will take this and I need my marker, which is in my pocket. Oh, there's a big chunk missing out my blade. That's not so handy. We will put that there just to be safe. So what I'm going to do with this is if I've measured this right, it should be quite smart. So this steel is 25mm. So what I'm wanting to do is mark up my points. So I've got one at 100mm. My next point should be 1 meter 100. Then we should have I've messed up that one slightly. Sorry. I've thought the width foot instead of the length foot. So it should be 1.1, so high. So it's up to a meter. No, 1.1. Then I have a funny feeling I've messed this up. I think I've done something wrong with my calculations. Yes, I have. I've realised what I've done. It should be 2.8 long. I've messed that up. Oops. Right. So yeah, that's the wrong size. Not to worry, I will think of a backup plan. So we still want the one, roughly, what I'm doing is turning them 100mm on the floor. We can have the meter high, which takes us to there. The workbench is 600 wide, which then leaves us, okay, that would work though. What we will do is have two returns that go into the wall at the back instead of going down to the floor, because I think that works with where I'm putting it. So slight change of plan, but not much. 100. .1 a meter from there. This does teach a valuable lesson. Make sure you do your calculations right when you're actually measuring them. So I'm double checking just where I'm putting the bench, because it should be, we should be okay with that. We'll just put it against the wall, screw it into the wall, which is even better because it won't move. And I'll do something else with the back part instead. So that's not a problem. Right, so what I need to do here is now come back to this measurement. What I want to do is get 25mm each way and cut it out so it folds round. I'm going to have to grab a rule for that one because I can't work with a tape measure because it's too close. Well, it's just not the right tool for the job. That's the easiest way of putting it. This rule is spot on. So what we will do is take the rule 25, which is there, mark 25 and 50, so it's 45 angles each side of my 100mm. What I will do is cut that out just now. We'll mark both of them. So that's one. And got this one, which will be the same. There. And there. And this one. There, there. Right, we'll get the grinder, cut these out. So that'll be from this side. So that's one. We're just going to cover a bit of steel for it causes any bother. So doing that means that this will fold up like so. Possibly slightly too big an angle, but that's not a problem. For the next one we can cut inside the lines. So the next one's over here. I want to cut that one out, and we'll just do the last one just now as well, mainly because once I fold this it'll be a bit awkward to do the last one. So that's those three. So this should mean that it can go like that, and then it will be, yeah, that's the right height. Then we get this back one folded around like that, and that gives you one table side frame. So that'll do fine. Happy with that. And that'll just get that bolted into the wall so it won't go anywhere. Do the same at the back, or the same for this side, so it'll be another frame. Fix that into the wall, and that should possibly do it. I don't think that's going to go anywhere because I've got the cable knotted around my foot, which is always a good start. So if I do it this way, so you can see, hopefully, this bit of lining is acting like the wall, and that'll be sitting on the floor like that. Quite good. So I'll do fine. Just ready to weld that one to shape. So I'll put that there. Means we can now get this one done and make sure that it's the opposite side to that one, which it should be. If it's that way round, yeah, that's the right way. Right, so we can cut this one to shape now. Make sure there's no more problems with my disc. Well, we can cut it to shape after I mark it because it's not actually marked yet. So we need 25mm each side of it, there and there. We also know now that I'll be cutting inside the line. That one, there's one here. I quite like doing these little precision jobs. Although I'm no use at welding cars, well, yeah, not much use at welding chassis, just tacking them in place. And I'm not good with metal bodywork. Doing these little kind of fabrication jobs I quite enjoy, because it's a little bit of a challenge, just thinking of how you're going to do it, making sure you do it right, and then, like I said today, when you actually mess it up, you also have to think, oh, how can I make this still work? And in this case, we've just altered the back leg so that it's now screwed to the wall instead of coming down to the floor, which possibly is a better idea, because some of the slabs in the garage floor are not very level, so it means this will sit possibly better, which is a good thing, because I don't want a rocky table at the back. Put that there. There's the next one. Oh. That one I've not quite gotten it cut in the right place, but it will come out with a bit of a tap. I do realise this is the wrong use for an angle grinder. The shield is supposed to stop you getting hit by sparks, not actually used as a hammer. Unfortunately, I've just decided to use it as a hammer today. So, last one. There we go. That's 3 of them. So put the grinder there. This should that one's been cut too big. That one I've cut too big this time. Let's see if the last one's any better. Okay, so this one's not as nice as the first one, but it's together, and before I weld them I will test fit them in place, and then I'll bring this back for the welding of it. Or will we? Yeah, well, maybe not for the welding. I'll bring this back once the bench top's on, because I've got to go to my work and cut out a top for this, so I'll bring you back later on to see the rest of this video. Right then guys, you joined me a lot later on in the day, actually after my supper and everything. This took quite some time to build, although it doesn't look like much. But anyway, this is the second part of the video. This is my latest purchase. What was car related, or Reliant related, but isn't car related. Well, Reliant related. Or whatever I worded to tell her, I cannot remember. It's been one of those days. This is a Curtis key cutting lathe. Well, cutting machine or whatever. I call it a key lathe. Probably not the right terminology for it. But anyway, I bought this last week and I'm over the moon to have this. because it is just brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Basically, I'm just going to sort that chain out. This thing can cut FS keys, because also I've got behind all my keys that I've also bought this week. So I don't know if you can see it. I'll just have a quick look. See, you can just see the FS keys, and I'll swing these around so you can see the other ones. So I've got FP keys, TS, and FP and FS. So I've got tons of keys, along with all the blanks that you're seeing on the machine. So what we're going to do is, now we've got it all set up, I've got it all plugged in, so that's the power onto it, and I'll also put the pillow drill over here because it didn't really have a home till now. So when you pull that, that puts the key lathe on. So what I'll do is I'll turn it off for the moment, but we're going to cut a key. And what key we're going to cut is quite simple. We're going to cut this key here, which I wonder what it was. I'm not going to tell you the code for it, but it's an FS key, and it should be on that board. And I realise I've gotten that key from somewhere else, so as far as I know, it's the missing one from somewhere on that board. But what we're going to do is cut a key. So I'm going to put on my torch just so it's better for me seeing what I'm doing, and we'll have a go at this. So we take the key we're wanting to cut. This is an FS, so the FS key goes in there. There's a little thing here, so the key goes in, that comes down, and you line that up right there, and tighten the clamp in, so that's coming down in line with the end of the key. Now I want to find the FS keys on my keyboard, which is very easy because, yes, it is that much keys on it. Before I add any more to that, the FS keys are all here. So we've actually got an FS key the same shape as that one. So we'll just use it. I've only 3 of these ones, or no, only 1 of them left. But we'll just cut the identical one. These are all FS keys as well. Which, if you take one of these, it's just identical. Apart from that key sits further out. So we'll just cut one the same, just to keep it the nice looking ones. So once you've lined up that bottom bit, your key you're cutting goes in the top one, and again you flip that same toggle over, and it lines up with a bit at the top. The same point in each key it lines up with, actually. Once you've done that, that should be your keys synchronized in line, and basically you do this. So you turn on the machine again. That's also a good point. So you turn that, the machine starts. We take this along, and we'll line that up with that point on the lower one. We then take that round and push this red button here, like that. And basically sit back and watch. And I believe that's the key cut. Now you may be wondering why I've not stopped the machine. The reason I've not stopped it is there's another process it does. As it's spinning round, it's now a way to head to the second process, which is a wire brush, where it cleans off any rag bits on the key and gets it all ready to be used. So if we give this a little minute, it'll just probably finish. Really amazes me, this. Absolutely love watching it. And like that, the key's cut. Now I'm just going to double check before I show you. I'm happy with that. Now back to back, just to be sure. I would say that's spot on. In fact, which one was the one I just cut? No, I'm only joking, I know it's that one. So I will stand in the way while I put the key back on the board where it should be. And we'll put that one is actually one of my Supervan keys. So we'll put that back on. In fact, we'll stop for a brief moment. I'll do this now. Yes, I will. We'll stop briefly so I can take a photo of these two keys together, and you'll see them side by side right now. So guys, that's really it. We've cut a key with the key lathe. This is the end goal of today. So I've managed to do what I wanted to do, which is fantastic. So next to my job tonight is I've got a few other keys to cut out, which there's nothing more exciting to it. I've also stuck in a close-up of the key cutting because I thought you'd like to see that. It's really great to watch. But yeah, I'm going to go and finish this because it's freezing out in this shed tonight. I want to do that. I'm going to go and chill inside. I just noticed this one on the board actually. Some nice Rover keys, brand new. In fact, I have a box of them sitting in the inside it, so I'll maybe move them off of there into the box just to keep the Rover ones together and tidies up my board a bit. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me cut a key for an ignition or a door lock or whatever it was. But yeah, I guess if you haven't liked this, remember and comment on the video, let me know what you're thinking. If you want to keep up to date with all the Reliant videos and well, seeing more of the scam alt, and I've got a few other little interesting things coming up, as well as another purchase this week that I really wasn't expecting. But when I seen it, I just couldn't say no. Stay tuned for that, because I think quite a lot of you will like it. I hope you'll like it anyway. But anyway, oh, and before I forget, remember hit the subscribe button, because the more subscribers come into the channel, the better, and it's great to see so much people loving to see loving the content that's on the channel. I really hope you enjoy seeing me pooter around in the shed with all this vintage technology, classic technology, when days were simpler. But anyway guys, I'm going to go and crack on with this, and I guess we'll see you next time for probably a more Reliant-y type video or something else. Something like that. It will be something like that, I'm sure. But anyway guys, I'll see you next time. And in case you guys, just to keep remembering you guys, I will be down at the NEC in Birmingham from the Friday through to the Sunday, I believe. So if any of you are down there and want to say hi, I'll be on the Reliant owner stand with one of my Reliants. It's all quite exciting actually. But anyway guys, we'll see you next time, because I've got to go and play around with my new toy. Right, so you pull this, line up that, and there we go.